Most people sail south for winter. We sailed 300 miles above the Arctic Circle and stayed there for 2 years. We are Catherine and Daniel, living aboard Polaris, our 46-foot Bavaria sailing yacht. For 5 years, we've explored the wild northern edges of Europe, from Scotland and the Faroe Islands to the North Cape and Svalbard. Sailing, hiking and living off-grid in some of the world's most remote places. Welcome aboard. Another beautiful setting here in Trollfjorden in Northern Norway. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and we are at low water. We're practically ready to cast the lines and to leave. Today our trip is gonna lead us to the island of Skrova. We're gonna check out an anchorage there, and we're also gonna probably check out the harbour in the village of Skrova, and we'll find out which one we're gonna take. Stay tuned. Now we got a very nice exit off the Trollfjord. I hope it's gonna be as exciting as coming in yesterday, and maybe the sea eagle, the half-ørn, is already circling and we can get some pictures of it. That was quite impressive yesterday when we came in. And otherwise on the boat, it's time for Catherine's workout lesson with her lady friends. And outside here, it's just stunningly beautiful. We have some wind directly on the nose, but I think that's only a local phenomenon here. And over there, with the ferry in port, there's a small pontoon. That would be an option to spend the night. This place is called Diggermulen. A lovely small place. Good stop over here, but we chose to stay in Trollfjorden for the night. Yeah, and out here, just in the middle of the fjord, there is another one just over there. It's gonna come closer. Another one of these fishing marks that we have to take care of. Luckily, they're quite well visible in waters like that, but otherwise easily to oversee and get tangled in with your propeller or keel. So that's why we have to keep a good watch out all the time. First time the sail's up.
The sail's just the genoa.
Just the genoa, the wind is from behind. We're gonna take it slowly, see how that works. Haven't been sailing in quite a while.
Yes, and maybe around the corner the wind is already gone. Exactly. And we only have 13, 11.
You don't want to get overexcited. listening to the screaming sound of sailing.
That's how it should be actually. Oh, it is nice. And we are doing 3.7. It's okay.
Too many times in the past we had pulled up full sails just to find the wind dying on us. But today the wind strengthened and we decided to pull up the mainsail too. And once again we were taught the lesson that there are no shortcuts at sea. Nice, Conley.
Ja.
Wind in wind. Oops. Gaan we dat samen op. The second attempt with the bow properly in the wind and the genoa furled, we managed to get the mainsail up without problems. So the wind has freshened up. That's more than the forecast said, as usual. We have around 17, 18 knots, and that was for us time to put in a reef. We don't like to sail with too much sail up. It's just much more stressful and also stressful for the rig and the boat. So we're doing almost the same, maybe half a knot less, with a lot less heeling, and we're doing just fine. So it's good to try these things out to get back into the groove. That's the first sailing day this season we have, and it's good to be out on the water and to exercise this in moderate and good conditions. With the wind way above 20, reaching 30 knots, we entered a narrow passage between the skerries at Skrova lighthouse. We were so excited that we completely forgot to switch on the cameras when we arrived in the harbour. Catherine's hike to the 260 meter high Skrova impressively demonstrates the full power of the wind. The panoramic view on the snow-capped peaks of the Lofoten is extraordinary, and it gives a good view of the protected harbour of Skrova far below. Our next hike is a tour around the island of Skrova, and it involves some scrambling over boulders and cracks. Skrova is home to the white-tailed sea eagle, and we hope to spot a few. For this, I carry the heavy lens with me. Our efforts were very well rewarded with some great shots of these majestic predators in action, and we also spot the rock ptarmigan between the shrubs. I think we were here 4 days with a bit of strong wind from the southwest yesterday. Now the wind has calmed down and turned towards the north, so we hope there will be some sailing today. We want to go to a place called Henningsvær. Been there 2 years ago already. It's a beautiful spot, and it's about 10 and a half nautical miles, so a short trip. We hope we can do some fishing on the way. That would be great. We will pass an area where I think might be promising for to catch a fish, and also I hope that we can do some sailing with the wind. It's light winds, but should be possible. We're just exiting the harbour here through the skerries, the off-lying skerries, and then we will follow the coast towards Henningsvær. Something doesn't look right here. Why is the boom lifted that high? Only when editing the video, Catherine discovers the full extent of this potential disaster, and watching it even hurts on screen. But once the boom is lowered, the problem with an entangled reefing ring is quickly identified, and the problem gets solved, luckily without damage. Today the wind is quite fluky. We've seen everything between 0 and 20 knots. I think it's quite gusty behind these mountains here, and with the
Yeah, so we took the sail down and decided to go for a fish.
Yeah, this looks like a good, promising spot. I don't know whether I think I caught the ground. That wasn't the fish. Just need to check the lure is clear. Yeah, okay. And down again. Oops.
Nice one.
That's a nice fat one. Knot.
Gusty, huh?
Yeah,
cold wind.
It's very gusty. It's a cold wind funneling through, and we have seen gusts between up to 25 knots. So really crazy, and then the wind went down to 0 again. So it's all over the place today. But maybe it's because we're so close to the mountains and close to the coast, so that we have the turbulences that we feel. Maybe outside it's better, but here along the coast it was quite tricky.
Cold wind.
Catherine still has some unfinished hiking business in Henningsvær. Last time we were here, about 2 years ago, she only made it up to Nypen and had to leave out 541 meter high Festvågtinden due to lack of time. And also this year it seems to be a race against time, as the next day the fine weather is expected to take a break. We are still very early in the season, and so, instead of fellow hikers, Catherine shares this very popular hike with a sea eagle. 2 or 3 very beautiful weeks with sunshine and warm and real springtime. Look at that. Winter is back. It's actually not just a little bit of winter. It's a real snowstorm that we have at the moment. Time to go back into the warmth. This morning I was told by a local that it's always snow in the last week of April, because end of April apparently the young reindeers are born now, and thereafter they can't have any snow anymore because they need food. So that's why that's the last snow here. That's what he said. But now we have to gear up. It's the 27th of April, end of April, and we just let our lines go, slipped the lines in Henningsvær. We've been here for the last couple of days because the weather was really not so nice. We had snow and it was cold, and still now we get some snow showers, but at least there is some sun in the meantime. And today's trip will bring us to Nusfjord. That must be a very lovely place. We have been there 2 years ago, but it was full, so we hope that at this time in the year there will be nobody and we will have space. So that's 22 nautical miles, about 4 hours, and we should be there soon. It's 1:45, so or 1 o'clock-ish, so we should be there at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's fine. From the weather, I expect some snow showers and wind maybe between 10 and 20 knots, so in gusts it's going to be 20, maybe slightly above, and there is going to be a mix of sun and snow showers, I think, today.
But we hope we can sail. Actually, it's northerly wind.
And we hope we can sail, we'll see, but at the moment it looks as it has turned to west, so directly on our nose. We will see how it looks out there. First we have to get out of the skerries.
Yeah.
So, sails are up. We're sailing at about 5.5 knots, and it's just beautiful. There's no waves, nice wind, about 10 knots from the side. It's turning a bit between 60 and 90 degrees, so we are gonna have to shift the sails a bit. But it's well, hunky-dory so far. We've put in the first reef just to be cautious. As I said before, there are snow showers today, and showers also means gusts, and that's why we reefed for the gusts and we have the first reef in. These suits that we have, which are very practical, these are rescue suits. They float by themselves, so it's not strictly needed actually in such conditions that we have. You probably don't need a vest, but we put it on as we always. So there's a snow squall that's gonna hit us. I have no clue how much wind we're gonna have in there. We had a short gust of 20 knots and the visibility is gonna be very bad. So we took down rolled in the foresail. We still have our first reef in the main, and we're on the engine trying to get out of that as quickly as possible. There's quite a drop in temperature as well, so at the sun it was rather nice, but now it's icy and cold again, and snowflakes. We also altered our course slightly. We're not following the route here which leads through the skerries here in bad visibility. That's not going to be okay, so we stay in the opener water just outside and go straight, because the visibility will close in now quickly and we won't see anything. Well, the snow squall progressed slower than we had anticipated, and helped by the engine we crossed its path before it could hit us. We arrive in Nusfjord in bright sunshine before we wake up on a snow-covered pontoon in the next morning. Join us when we explore Nusfjord, go on an adventurous hike, make our last stop on Lofoten and cross Fjorden to the mainland. How are you feeling?
I need something in my stomach.
a bit queasy.